Now let's talk about Starlink, Elon Musk's internet service company. For years, Starlink has been trying to enter India, but progress has been slow and uncertain. Starlink has struggled to clear India's regulatory hurdles. Now it seems to have finally found a way in by joining hands with major players in India. In the last 24 hours, two big deals have been announced. Starlink is partnering with Airtel and Jio, the two biggest telecom providers in the country. Together, they will bring Starlink services to India. These deals have taken observers by surprise because Starlink had initially pitched itself as a competitor to these companies. Both Airtel and Jio were said to be planning rival products. They wanted to challenge Starlink. But now these companies are joining hands. Airtel and Jio will distribute Starlink in India. They will sell Starlink devices and offer its services to their customers. Like I said, Airtel and Jio are India's largest internet providers. Starlink won't replace their networks. Instead, it will be integrated into them. And how would that work? This partnership opens a range of possibilities. As you may be aware, Starlink does not need wires. It operates through a satellite dish, like the one that is used for DTH television. Starlink connects directly to satellites. It transmits data via radio signals. So consumers get faster internet speeds and they can connect from anywhere. All they need is a Starlink device. It works even in the most remote locations. In fact, that's the biggest advantage of Starlink. Indian telecom networks won't have to lay new cables or install routers or fiber optics at home. They can expand coverage by selling Starlink devices. The technology could also help India. This country is home to over 900 million internet users, but internet penetration remains at around 47%. And that means around 700 million Indians do not have stable internet. Starlink could help bridge the digital divide. Partnering with local players helps the American company too. It lowers the cost of entering the Indian market. They won't have to build an elaborate retail network or set up costly infrastructure. This was a major hurdle for Starlink. India had asked it to set up a monitoring center here and ensure that Indian data is not routed from countries that share land borders with India. In simpler terms, the demand was this: Indian data must stay within India. Indian data must stay within India. That was a key concern of New Delhi. Now, by tying up with Indian telcos, Starlink may be able to avoid some of those regulatory hurdles. It can lean on Indian partners for compliance. Having said that, the company still does not have a go-ahead. It is still waiting for licenses from Indian regulators. But with these deals, the roadblocks should be cleared quickly. What Starlink now needs are customers. That is the remaining piece of the puzzle. How can Starlink find customers in a country like India? It's a tough market to crack. Affordability is key here. And that poses a problem for Elon Musk's company because Starlink is not a cheap service. One Starlink device, one unit can cost anywhere between 25 to 35,000 rupees or even more. That's roughly $300 to $400. Some reports say the device can cost even more than that. Then there are the monthly internet bills. Those could range from 5 to 7,000 rupees. That's about $80. Broadband internet is much cheaper. On average, Indians pay between 700 to 1,500 rupees for broadband, which is less than $20. So finding the right price point would be key for Starlink's success. As things stand, its entry into India may just be a matter of time.
Merci beaucoup. Hi. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Namaste, Mr. President.
Bharat Kelogan, Komeri Namaste.
How many people generally follow you in interviews?
Typically in a month, we have viewers up to 150 million. That's more than twice the population of France. And in the last 2 years, we had 3 billion viewers. So I say, Laurent, this is your chance to be famous. You're on Firstpost. One word to describe your equation with Prime Minister Modi.
Amitié.
As India and France work together, are you creating a new era of non-alignment in the technology space?
India is a training superpower. 1 million engineers a year, more than all of Europe and the US combined. So we have that partnership. We have a partnership on the environment and the economy. We also have civilian nuclear programs, and that is something we've developed far beyond the France-India relationship. So we want to work together on AI.
And then comes China with its DeepSeek, creating models at a fraction of the cost. Did that innovation take you by surprise? Did that breakthrough make you sit up and think, what did the Chinese do and how?
But what did DeepSeek do? They took everything that was already available from the last AI model, and then they recalibrated it.
So are you going to ban Chinese AI in France?
So we don't have this American approach of banning tech because of where it comes from.